Welcome back to Robin Minds. Before we went on the break, we were talking about Project Nigeria. You know, Nigeria as a brand, Nigeria as a company, and how we can better our brand, you know, not just for us, but also for the rest of the world. And now it is time for us to talk about one area that Nigerians have been showing up and showing out. I was in India in 2023, the Z Senior Awards. I was hosting the red carpet, and a young man walked up to me just because I was black. You know, he started singing, "Baby, calm down, calm down." That was actually Rema's song. Rema's song was the biggest song in India as of 2023. And just having the black skin, you know, it was able, the young man was able to identify me as a black person. And, you know, luckily for him, he identified me as a Nigerian. 7 Nigerian Afrobeats artists have been nominated for the Grammys. So I want to talk about from Nigeria to the Grammys, the global rise of Nigerian music. With me in the studio is Mo Fame, a media personality. Welcome to the program.
Thank you indeed, Hero. Nice to see you, man.
Nice to see you too.
Yeah.
Also joining me virtually is I like to call him the Future Africa Awards nominated media personality, Shea Banks. How you doing, brother? All right. What is the emotional space of Nigerians, knowing fully well that we have 7 Grammy-nominated artists for the recent Grammys? What is the mood of people? Shea?
Could you repeat the question, please?
How do you think Nigerians are feeling with regards to the nominations from the Grammys?
I think a lot of Nigerians are really excited. It just sort of symbolizes that we have a certain level of global dominance when it comes to African music and Afrobeats as a whole. It also shows that we are more diverse and versatile as a community, and it just symbolizes that we are definitely going to be the future of African music. So yeah, we're excited for that.
I like that, the future of African music. I would like to think the future of global music, because the way it's going and the way a lot of non-Afrobeats artists are jumping on the Afrobeats trend, I think we're really going on that global level. I'm going to speak with you. Let's speak in details more, Fame. We've seen Nigerian artists like Thames being nominated for the R&B category that is not necessarily secluded to just Afrobeat artists. So there's the Best African Music category, yes. And then she, as a Nigerian artist, is being nominated for a global category. What does that mean for us?
It's exciting, really. I think that Nigerian music, we have metamorphosed from a caterpillar to a butterfly now, and it's exciting to see. I can say that in recent years, we've had the most transformative cultural shifts across board in terms of music. You know, started off from the likes of King Sunny Ade being nominated in '84, to Babatunde Olatunji, to the Kutis, Femi Kuti, Shehu Kuti, to Sir Victor Waifo winning the first gold disc in Africa, down to the era that midwifed the current Afrobeats, the Remedies, Plantation Boys, back to Pretty Busy Boys, Junior and Pretty. We've had a lot of artists, and we have grown. We've seen us grow, and to see Thames being nominated in the Best R&B category that is not cultured and defined to the Africa terrain, is amazing to see. I was so excited when I saw that. It means that we're doing something right. And hopefully they don't take Afrobeats away from us in little or no time.
Now, that is a very important conversation to have, because not just in terms of the sound, we're also talking about in terms of the business structure.
Absolutely.
Because there has been conversation around where the money is going to, but we're going to hold on that conversation. Let's talk about what the secret sauce has been. Shea, what do you think has contributed to this rise in the global dominance of Afrobeats? What are we doing right? And how can we maybe sort of apply it to other sectors apart from music?
So I think what we've been able to get right is the utilization of the digital platforms and social media. I think we've seen a significant rise, not just locally, but internationally, with independent artists getting on Spotify, getting the most streams on Spotify. I mean, Shabuzi is doing the most as an independent artist signed to Empire internationally. There's so many artists that blew off TikTok. And as Nigerians, we are quite shameless. You know, we can just get on social media, do what we do on TikTok, and, you know, release whatever we release without overthinking what the results could be and what the outcome of the results definitely could become. and just do what we do. We're very confident people, and we just know that once we put it out, if they like it, it's good. If they don't like it, we keep working. And we just know how to stay consistent. I think the social media has really helped us. The digital platforms have really done a good job, and our consistency and confidence has really contributed significantly to that as well.
And I absolutely agree. Now, let's now hop onto the conversation that MoFame really started, where the money is going. Now, we've seen issues where an artist that belongs to a 100% owned, Nigerian-owned music label is being signed by a Universal Music. These bigger labels come and then they either co-sign or sometimes they even totally lift off the artist. And then the revenues being generated, all of the economies that are boosted, it's going towards the West as opposed to really coming back to Africa. What are your thoughts on that, and what can we do?
I think that's why we need to develop our structure. Our structure needs to be more independent. It needs to be more assertive. Our structure needs to be more coherent. We are happy that these universal labels, these international labels are coming in to snap up our artists, sometimes on a full deal, sometimes on a management contract and everything. We're quite excited, but for me, it has a disadvantage. The monies and everything, most of the monies are going back to the West. Sooner than later, if we don't hold on to our structure and don't hold on to have Afrobeats as ours and solely ours, we'll see the emergence of a different story and a different stride. It happened with reggae. It happened with dancehall reggaeton when all of a sudden now you're seeing the West owning up reggae, and you see a reggae category in the Grammys today, you see it's dominated by white people. No disrespect. I'm not hating. I'm just saying that we have to hold on to Afrobeats, ensure that our structure is solid. We are more independent than we are now if we are to move forward.
All right, so we're going to talk about two extra things. Some artists that we feel are a bit underrated and deserve a Grammy. But before we talk about that, let's speak about the specific nominations. So Yemi Alade, I believe, I don't know if it's her first nomination, Shea. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's Yemi Alade's first Grammy nomination. So. Yeah. And then, of course, we have the regulars, Davido, Wizkid, Burna Boy, Asake. I'm missing out some names right now. There has been a conversation on social media. People are beginning to compare female artists. They're like, okay, Yemi Alade, even though that there are certain songs that we don't even know, she got a Grammy before Tiwa Savage, and putting these female acts together against each other. What are your thoughts on Yemi Alade's nomination?
I think it's long overdue. I think it's well deserved. I think she's one of the artists who was nominated this year that really symbolizes and represents what it means to be an African musician. I think, no disrespect to every other artist, but I think she has really stuck with what she stood for the longest. And if you can check the facts, is right there. I think they embrace her more internationally because they know that once they come to her, they can come to her for undiluted African music. And she's always been consistent. Every year, in and out, dropping albums, making quality music. I think she's just one of those artists that really deserves what she gets. And to be honest, there's nothing really wrong with the comparisons. I know some of them have to do with a lot of this person has swag or not. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's very unnecessary, right? Tiwa Savage is a queen, every right. She's an African bad girl. She's done everything to promote the culture, just as much as Thames and Ira Star are doing to promote the culture. The influence of alcohol, is getting that record globally right now, and I think that Yemi Alade is just playing her role as well, and just her time. She's getting what she's getting right now.
Thank you, Shea Banks. We're almost out of time, so real quick, I need you to name drop. Please don't be political about this. Who do you think really deserves a Grammy nomination?
That wasn't nominated.
That wasn't nominated.
Well,
just give me a name.
The Grammys do have their yardstick and their criteria,
just
but
give me a name.
Kiss Daniel should have had a shot.
Kiss Daniel should have been nominated for the Grammys. Fantastic. And then final question. We have exactly 60 seconds for this question. Why don't we give as much hype and relevance to our indigenous award shows like the Headies, Sound City MVP? How can we push that kind of Grammy energy towards our indigenous shows?
I think it's what Fela would call colonial mentality. It's taking place in the Afrobeats industry as we speak. We are not confident about ours, or not until somebody from the West comes and solidify or certify or approve of it and all of that. I think that's what's currently obtainable. If we're able to build, like I did say, it's part of building and structure. If we're able to build value and understand that ours is more better, then we'd appreciate it more.
Thank you very much for coming on the program, Sheye. Thank you also for coming on the program. It's been an amazing time right here on Rubbing Minds. And yes, we're very excited for the Grammys, but please remember our indigenous award ceremonies. We're super proud of them, and we should encourage them and grow our music economy in this country.